Events that led to Nigerian Civil War, Biafra War. In 1960, Nigeria became independent of the United Kingdom. As with many other new African states, the borders of the country did not reflect earlier ethnic, cultural, religious, or political boundaries. Thus, the northern region of the country has a Muslim majority, being primarily made up of territory of the indigenous Sokoto Caliphate. The southern population is predominantly Christian, being primarily made up of territory of the indigenous Yoruba and Igbo states in the west and east respectively. Following independence, Nigeria was demarcated primarily along ethnic lines, Hausa and Fulani majority in the north, Yoruba majority in the west, and Igbo majority in the east. Ethnic tension had simmered in Nigeria during discussions of independence, but in the mid-20th century, ethnic and religious riots began to occur. In 1945 an ethnic riot flared up in Jos in which Hausa Fulani people targeted Igbo people and left many dead and wounded. Police and army units from Kaduna had to be brought in to restore order. A newspaper article describes the event. At Jos in 1945, a sudden and savage attack by northerners took the easterners completely by surprise, and before the situation could be brought under control, the bodies of eastern women, men, and children littered the streets and their property worth thousands of pounds reduced to shambles. 300 Igbo people died in the Jos riot. In 1953 a similar riot occurred in Kano later. A decade later in 1964 and during the Western political crisis divided the Western region as Ladic Akintola clashed with Obafemi Awolowo. Widespread reports of fraud tarnished the election's legitimacy. Westerners especially resented the political domination of the Northern People's Congress, many of whose candidates ran unopposed in the election. Violence spread throughout the country and some began to flee the north and west, some to Dahomey. The apparent domination of the political system by the north, and the chaos breaking out across the country, motivated elements within the military to consider decisive action. The federal government, dominated by northern Nigeria, allowed the crisis to unfold with the intention of declaring a state of emergency and placing the western region under martial law. This administration of the Nigerian federal government was widely perceived to be corrupt. In January 1966, the situation reached a breaking point. A military coup occurred during which a mixed but predominantly Igbo group of army officers assassinated 30 political leaders, including Nigeria's Prime Minister, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, and the Northern Premier, Sir Ahmadu Bello. The foremost senior officers of Northern origin were also killed. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the president, of Igbo extraction, and the favored Western region politician Obafemi Awolowo were not killed. The commander of the army, General Agiyi Ironsi, seized power to maintain order. Please like and subscribe to the channel Leo TV 042. And turn on the notification bell to be getting our new video anytime we drop new video. In July 1966, Northern officers and army units staged a counter-coup, killing General Agiyi Ironsi and several Southern officers. The predominantly Muslim officers named a general from a small ethnic group, the Ongas, in central Nigeria, General Yakubu Jack Gowon, as the head of the federal military government, FMG. The two coups deepened Nigeria's ethnic tensions. In September 1966, approximately 30,000 Igbo civilians were killed in the north, and some northerners were killed in backlashes in eastern cities. In January 1967, the military leaders Gowon, Chukwuemeka Ojukwu and senior police officials of each region met in Aberi, Ghana, and agreed on a less centralized union of regions. The northerners were at odds with this agreement that was known as the Aberi Accords. Obafemi Awolowo, the leader of the western region, warned that if the eastern region seceded, the western region would also, which persuaded the northerners. After returning to Nigeria, the federal government reneged on the agreement and unilaterally declared the creation of several new states, including some that gerrymandered the Igbos in Biafra. On May 26 the Ojukwu decreed to secede from Nigeria, after consultations with community leaders from across the eastern region. 4 days later, Ojukwu unilaterally declared the independence of the Republic of Biafra, citing the Igbos killed in the post-coup violence as reasons for the declaration of independence. It is believed this was one of the major factors that sparked the war. The large amount of oil in the region also created conflict, as oil was already becoming a major component of the Nigerian economy. Biafra was ill-equipped for war, with fewer army personnel and less equipment than the Nigerian military, but had advantages over the Nigerian state as they were fighting in their homeland and had the support of most Biafrans. The FMG attacked Biafra on July 6, 1967. Nigeria's initial efforts were unsuccessful. The Biafrans successfully launched their own offensive and expansion efforts, occupying areas in the Midwestern region in August 1967. By October 1967, the FMG had regained the land after intense fighting. In September 1968, the Federal Army planned what Gowon described as the final offensive. Initially, the final offensive was neutralized by Biafran troops. In the latter stages, a southern FMG offensive managed to break through the fierce resistance. Please like and subscribe to the channel Leo TV 042, and turn on the notification bell to be getting our new video anytime we drop new video. Thank you for watching.